All are welcome. You see this phrase, all are welcome, everywhere around Franciscan Renewal Center, our church, our Lady of the Angels. All are welcome. We heard that in the opening song. All are welcome. And we do. We truly believe that you are all welcome here. And we are proud of that you can come here, whoever you are, wherever you're from. All are welcome. So it is a little shocking that we hear the gospel today. It's as if Jesus is saying that not all are welcome. There will be those who will be knocking on the door, and the master will say to them, and you are not welcome here. I don't know you. Get out of my sight. So it's striking. And it's more striking is that these are people who claim to know him, to know the master. We ate and drank with you. We heard you teaching in our streets. And yet now you don't welcome us? You don't open the door for us? What's going on? I think today's message is very strong, especially for us, because you can see the parallel with our lives. You are here. We are here in the church. You can say, I know you, Jesus. I come every week, every Sunday to church. I have been baptized. I come and drink and eat at your table, at the Eucharist. I hear your words. I hear your teaching. I listen to your teachings. I go to rosaries and novenas and Bible studies. Then I get to the door and you say, I'm not welcome? You don't know me? And then what makes it worse is that inside you see those reclining at the table are people who we probably don't think we would welcome ourselves. There are people who are poor, people who are criminals because they are in prison, people who are come here illegally, people who are here they claim to be atheists, they don't believe in God, people who are different of religions, people who are Muslims, whoever it is that we feel like, they don't deserve to be welcome in the kingdom of God, and they are inside and we're outside. Doesn't that disturb you if that were to happen? The message of the gospel is not always easy. And if you came here last week, you heard a hard message too in the gospel when Jesus said he came to bring division, not peace. Because that's what scriptures are. It's supposed to challenge us. It's not a self-help book. It's not a self-motivation book that when you read it, that everything is sweet and sugar-coated. It's supposed to challenge us, you and me. We hear that in the second reading from Hebrews, that the Lord disciplines us. The Lord disciplines those whom he loves. And I think that's the message of the gospel today. Because this is not a new message. This has been the message by the prophets of Israel since the ancient time. The prophets have always been saying a message of God that I don't receive your sacrifice. I don't accept your sacrifice if you don't balance it with the right action, with action for justice. The prophet Amos, for example, says about God, that God says that I don't accept your burnt offering. I don't even listen to your songs, your praises. Because you continue outside of the worship, outside of the temple, you continue to oppress others, to act unjustly toward others. Then all of these don't matter. How about us in our world? Because it's easy for us to do the external thing, to come here, to do the obligations for worship, for prayers, for coming to church, doing the sacraments. But what do we do the rest of the week outside? Are we part of a system that oppresses others, that doesn't welcome others? Are we part of the system that perpetuates injustice, racism, discrimination? As you know, 400 years ago, right today, 400 years ago, is the first arrival of slaves from Africa in what we are know in the United States. They arrived in Virginia 400 years ago. That dark history in our history, that dark spot in our history, slavery, and that continues. The system of discriminating those who are different from us. We don't have slaves anymore, but all the systems that are still around us, are we part of that? That we continue to perpetuate it? Do we continue to support that kind of system by our choice of buying stuff, of working for companies that support that kind of environment destruction and discriminating others, being inhuman to their laborers, to their workers, cheating their wages? All these things that we don't usually hear, because we can come to church and you know how many people who are called good Christians, and then they come out and they go out and they do all these things that are horrible, that are so terrible to our other human beings. This is what God's calling us to do, to remind us. This is a wake-up call that no matter how much you pray, and prayers are important, going to Mass is important, yes. But no matter how much you do it, if you go outside and you keep doing injustice, if you don't work for justice, then this is like nothing. If you don't balance it with that, it's nothing. So hopefully today we remember those words from the prophet Micah. Micah talks about what is it required by God. This is the only thing required by God: to act justly, to love tenderly, to walk humbly with your God. And hopefully we do that. And when we get to that door and we knock on that door, and then Jesus opens that door and say, I do know you.